Hi there, and welcome to Code Bytes.
Hi.
I'm here with my son, Darius. Darius, how old are you?
13.
He's 13 years old, and we're excited to celebrate the 4th day of Computer Science Education Week. You know, all of this week throughout the country and all around the world, tens of millions of students are participating in the Hour of Code to get an introduction to computer science and to celebrate this technology that is changing the society all around us. And we have a very special birthday to celebrate today. And we're actually going to ask a poll to help you find out whose birthday it is. It's the birthday of the person who wrote the first computer program. So can we put up the poll on the screen? Who wrote the first computer program? We have 4 choices. Ada Lovelace, born in 1815. Albert Einstein, born in 1879. Grace Hopper, born in 1906. And Bill Gates, born in 1955. And look at that, folks are answering the poll. Right now, it looks like the winner is Bill Gates. No, Grace Hopper in 1906. All right, almost everybody has voted. So let's share the results of the poll. Yeah, so you can see most people think it's Grace Hopper, who was born in 1906. And then there's kind of a tie between Ada Lovelace and Bill Gates. Darius, do you know the answer for this?
It's Ada Lovelace, right?
Let's see. So I'm going to share my screen. And yes, it's Ada Lovelace. And what's pretty incredible about this is Ada Lovelace, who was born in the early 1800s, she wrote the first computer program 100 years before the first modern computer was invented. And this is interesting. It goes to show that computer programming isn't just about technology and electronics. It's something you can do. It's really more sort of about problem solving and algorithmic thinking, computational thinking. It's also why so many computer scientists learn computer science without a computer. I initially learned in a classroom with a whiteboard without any devices. And if you want to see the computer that Ada Lovelace used, she didn't actually use this. It was a theoretical idea of a wooden machine called the Babbage machine. And she wrote a computer program for how to control that little device. It's kind of cool. So one thing I want to do before we get started with today's lesson is to find out where everybody's from. If folks could go into the chat area and type where you're calling in from. And unfortunately, those of you who are on Zoom won't have that. But Darius, can you read off some of the locations as you see them?
Michigan, India, Toronto.
Canada, Belize.
Florida.
UAE.
Arab Emirates.
United Arab Emirates, that's amazing. That means it's 8 p.m. over there. Sri Lanka.
Wow.
Richmond Hill. Wow, that is all over the world. All right, well, let's close the chat for now.
There was a lot of stuff there.
That's right. So today what we're going to talk about, actually, since there's some spam, can you reopen the chat? And can everybody just type your first name in, just to make that spam scroll away? All right, thank you. Now we can close the chat. All right. We're not going to use the chat anymore today because some students are basically posting, it's probably not students, it's spammers who are just posting random YouTube URLs that we don't want to distract people with. So today we're going to talk about the theme of this week's Computer Science Education Week is Computer Science for Good. So what we're going to do is create some apps that are basically designed to basically help make the world a better place. Because one of the most important themes of technology is figuring out not just what you can do with a computer, but what you should do with a computer. How do we use technology to help our world? So the first app we want to make is going to be based on volunteering in our region. Darius and I live in the area of Seattle, Washington, in Bellevue, just in the Seattle metro area. So I'm going to demo the app that I started working on, and then Darius is going to help finish it. So in just 1 second, we're going to go into AppLab. So here we are in AppLab, if you can see my screen. And the app that we're building here, you can see the app on the left and the code is going to be on the right. And I'm going to run this app, and it's not complete yet. It shows some of the ways you can help in your local community. and this area is empty, but if you want, one of this areas is to help with a food bank and to volunteer, and you click here and it shows you options for different food banks, and it says you can donate or volunteer at a food bank to help those who are in need in the pandemic, but of course wear a mask. And we can go back here, and I want to add another volunteering option with Darius. You ready for this?
Okay.
Right. So first you can see up here we can do code mode or design mode. We're going to go into design mode to add some features to our app. So first, can you make a button like that? You can drag a button out.
Like that.
Yep. And then make it larger.
Button width.
You can just drag it from the corner if you want.
Oh, that's cool.
Oops.
Oh, there.
And then if you want to make it look kind of cool with that border, you can change its border size if you scroll down here and make the border width like 10 or something. But look how yours is more square and that's more curly. So you can change the border radius a little bit too. You can make.
Oh, I got rid of the border color. Well, width, I mean.
Change the border radius to like, I don't know. You can hit the little arrow buttons to move those up and down. It makes it more of a curvy button. Perfect. And do you want to make the border a little bit larger too? So it's similar to the other border, the other button?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And now pick an image to put in this. And I want to make our volunteering place to be about cats and dogs. So choose this image. All right, so we're going to do an animal shelter kind of volunteering thing. And the other thing I want you to do is get rid of this text for this button here. So this isn't super pretty. One of the things we can do in AppLab is change themes for our app. So click on the theme area.
Here?
Yep. Look at all those different themes, but let's use a poll to ask what theme we should use. Can we display the poll up on the screen? So you can choose the orange or glow in the dark or coral reef or blue steel. No, don't choose them yet.
It's showing.
Or you're showing the options. That's orange.
Well, it looks like everyone's doing glow in the dark anyway.
That's glow in the dark. Choose coral reef. All right, let's close the poll and share the results. It looks like almost everybody wanted glow in the dark. So click stop sharing there. All right, so we're now in the glow in the dark theme with our buttons here. So now what we want to do is, if you look over here, we have the home screen and the food screen. The food screen is the one that I showed you here. We want to make a screen that looks like this, but that is for working at supporting an animal shelter. So there's multiple different ways we can make a screen like this. We can either make a new screen or we can duplicate this existing screen. The easy way would be to duplicate, but I want to make it a little bit more work for you to show how design mode works. So can you click to choose new screen? So now we're going to make a new screen. Do you want to pick a theme for this screen to make it slightly different than all the other ones? I think our second choice from the audience was orange, so you could go with that if you want.
Orange, I thought it was blue steel.
Okay, choose blue steel. That sounds good to me.
Doesn't really matter.
I don't know why these aren't. All right.
Oh, they're
Blue steel.
both like.
Right, so for this, drag out 2 buttons, or make 1 button, you can then duplicate it. And look how the button in blue steel has got extra round corners, but make it bigger and kind of square. Bigger, 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 bigger. Okay. And if you want to make it totally circle shaped, you can make the button radius even larger. So
That's a perfect square.
okay, so scroll down, see where it says border radius, make that bigger and bigger until it becomes round. Just click your mouse and hold on it and see it makes, all right, now you have an all round button and you can make the border width like 10 to make it a thick border. There you go. And now choose an image for this button. And let's choose the cat. All right, and then delete the text for button.
The cute cat.
All right, and now we can duplicate this button to make another button and have this one have the dog. All right. And these are sort of our choices for the animal shelter. And then lastly, I'm going to make another button that is for going home. And we'll put this up here. And for this button, we can look, if you want to choose the image for this, you can also choose icons. So can you type home?
Home.
Home. Oh, that icon's barely visible because it's covered by the text. All right, there's our home button. So now I want to show what happens. How do we jump from the home screen to come to this screen? We need to write some code. And the question is, what code should we use? So which block should we use to change the screen when the button is clicked? We can use an onEvent block, a show element block, a set check block, or a set screen block. Let's do a poll to see what our students think. How do we change the screen to find out when the button is clicked, we change the screen? Right, most people are saying it's set screen, but a lot of people are saying onEvent. Some people are saying show element, some people are saying set checked, but the most popular one they say is set screen. So this was actually a trick question because we need two blocks. We need an onEvent block to find out when you click, and then a set screen block to change the screens. And let's show you how that works. So we're gonna go figure out the code here to say that when this button is clicked, and it's called button 4. So Darius, can you pull out an onEvent block? Put it to the top.
The very top, okay.
Yeah, and then choose when button 4 is clicked.
Uh-oh, there we go.
When button 4 is clicked, and now go into set screen. Set screen. And choose, what are the choices there? I think it's screen 1. That's the new screen that we created. So now hit the run button. And you can click that. Yeah. And now that takes us to the animal shelter screen. But if you click these, none of these work. So we need to make some changes to make those buttons work as well. So go back and hit reset and go back. Now you want to look at the screen. So click here to go look at the options there.
Okay,
in screen
it's
one.
home, screen 1, and food screen.
Click screen 1. And if you hover over these buttons, that's button 5 and that's button 6. So add the onEvents. So for when button 5 is clicked, and add another onEvent for when button 6 is clicked. And we need to write the code for what happens when these buttons are clicked. And for these, we use a piece of code to jump to a URL using the open command. See open URL?
Ooh, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. But right now it says they should go to code.org. But if you look over here, I've pre-loaded these tabs. So this is the Meow Cat Rescue site. So we're going to copy the link for that and put it here. And over here, we have the Seattle Humane Society. And I'm going to copy the link for that. I will put it here. And then can you lastly, for button 7, make it so that that goes back to the home screen?
onEvent, button 7.
And then set screen. So this is basically, and have that go to the home screen. So our app should be done now. So click run to see how it works. And now you can click, and it says you're leaving this website. You can click continue, and it opens a new tab that takes you to Meow Cat Rescue. And you can click the home button to go back and look at food banks and so on. So we finished our first basic app for volunteering. And what's great is once you've made this app, you can share it with anybody. And in fact, you can use this app on your phone. So if you pull out your phone and scan this little QR code over here, just open the phone's camera and scan that QR code. And if anybody's following on, you can also use your phone cameras to do the same thing. And now you have the app on your phone doing basically exactly what we programmed. So I want to show us a different type of app that's more kind of a feel-good app. And since we were talking about the theme of computer science for good, this app we're going to show is going to show basically how to help support you with mental health. And I've already got the finished version of this app. What this app does is it's going to be sort of a pep talk app. Have you ever seen on YouTube where people give pep talks to make you feel better? Have you taken those pep talks yourself?
No.
No? All right, well, maybe you could. They're kind of fun. But this app will give me a pep talk by letting me take a picture of myself. So I'm gonna take a photo of myself. Or you want a photo of you? Yay. There's a photo of Darius. And then it puts his photo up on the screen with a little line that says, believe in yourself. You can't see it because of the camera. But it says, believe in yourself. It gave you a cool little pep talk. You take a selfie and it gives you some encouraging words. It's a very simple app, but let's see how we built this. So I'm going to share the screen again. So right now what this app has, it has this starter screen. And what we want to do is add the ability to take a photo and put an encouraging message. So let's go into design mode. There's a new button you've never ever seen. Can you figure out how to add a button that takes a photo?
Photo select.
Photo select. That's an all new button we've added to AppLab. Put it at the bottom of the screen. So what happens? This is like a selector, like a checkbox or a radio button, but instead it's a photo selector. So go to the code mode. So I'll show you how we can use the code for this. So you can say on event, and then choose when photo select, and it's photo select 2, and choose the change. So that basically finds out when the photo select button has changed, which means somebody took a new photo with it. And then you can actually get the image URL for that and put that into this image. See this image over here? We want to change the image URL for this. But what we want to change it to is the photo that you picked from here. So let's create a variable, go under variables, and say variable x equals, I'll put it inside the on event, and we're going to get the image URL. So look for get image URL, and we're going to get the image from the photo select. So X now has that image, and we want to put it into this guy. So say set image URL.
Oh, whoops.
Set image URL, and now choose, let's pick the picture.
Picture 0.
Picture output, but we shouldn't give it the code logo. We should give it the value of X.
And
oops.
Wait. And you wouldn't need the quotation.
You don't want the quotes.
Okay.
So that puts the image on the screen, and we can demo it, although it's kind of funky because we aren't using a camera. So when we click this right now to select an image, it'll just ask us to choose a photo from our file system. So I'm going to choose the cat image. And look, it put the cat on screen, but it doesn't have any words of encouragement. It just says, you got this. So now how do we pick the words of encouragement? See this thing up here? It's got this sort of text like, you are amazing, today is your day, believe in yourself. I'm going to show what this is. This is a list. So basically the name of the list is encouragement, and it has all these options. You are amazing, today is your day, believe in yourself. And one thing you should note is that lists in computer science start with location 0. So this is the 0, and when you count, usually you go 1, 2, 3, 4. But for computers, you start counting at 0. The first number is 0. This is 1. This is 2. So now the next thing I want to do is let's add some items to our list. Actually, before we do that, I want to test if people figure out how this works. If I print out the encouragement at location 1, what will be printed? Can we do a quick poll to ask the audience? This should be relatively easy. But if we do a quick poll of what gets printed at location 1, you can choose you are amazing, today is your day, believe in yourself, or all of the above. All right, I'm going to give you a little help. Remember that the locations start with 0. All right, well, if we share the poll results, the answer is the second item. Location 1 is this one. Location 0 is you are amazing. Location 1 is today is your day. And location 2 is believe in yourself. So now let's write some code that basically randomly picks one of these awesome options. But I actually want to add to these because only 3 is enough, isn't enough. So let's add some more examples, not just 3. So can you say some happy things that you might want as pep talk? And I'll type them in. So pick something encouraging you could say.
Great job.
Great job. All right.
You are awesome.
You are awesome. Do one more. You're the best.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So now how many do we have total of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 awesome things to say. And so what we want to do is put them in this little label, which is ID text output. So to do that, you want to go use the set text command. Actually, I think it's higher up.
Oh, yeah.
Set text. And choose the text output. And now instead of putting in the text that goes in there, we want to choose one of those 6 items. So we want to choose from that list. The name of that list is encouragement. So we want an item from that list. So I'm going to type in encouragement and put these brackets, and then we can put any number we want. So we can put 0, we can 1, 2, it'll pick a number from that list. But if we do this, what are the choices for what numbers we put in there?
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because there's no 6.
There is no 6. There's 5 options. So to do this, we want to pick a random number from 0 to 5. So can you figure out how to do that?
If you go into the math function.
And I'm going to change this into text mode. And so we want to put a random thing here. So can you figure out how to do that? You go into math, you said? And choose random number.
Random number. But we don't want between 1 and 10. That's way too much.
You want from 0 to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got rid of the 0 to 5 or 0 to 6.
No, 0 to 5, because there's
Okay.
6 options.
Yeah, you said.
I was trying to trick you.
Okay.
All right, I think we're good now. So this should work. I'm going to run it one more time. And again, this isn't using my phone camera because I'm on a computer, but I'll put the dog this time. Did it get it? Maybe it's slow because the dog is a big photo. I'll try it again with the cat.
Oh, yeah, it's just.
Well, it should work. Let's use our, I'm going to share it and you can scan it into your phone. And choose that. And now you have this app on your phone as well. Now you can take a photo.
Yeah.
You got a photo of me, all right?
Kind of
Now use
blurry.
that photo. And great, and what does it say on it? It says, you're the best. I am the best, thank you so much.
Kind of hard to see.
All right, well, that was our second app of the day. So we just showed 2 different apps, one for volunteering and one for giving yourself encouragement to help support your mental health. So this is our 4th day of the Hour of Code. Thank you. For those of you who tuned in late, if you missed this today, we're going to have a repeat of today's episode later on today. And otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow morning at the same time, same place. And tomorrow we're going to do something awesome using Minecraft and coding and using Minecraft. So thank you all for joining us for the Hour of Code this week and for today's Code Bytes. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.